Hi, hey, hello, welcome or welcome back to Melanin Pages, where I help you find the Black literary voices in this world. Okay, y'all, so we're doing our first ever monthly hopeful. We're gonna do it every month, but today's the February hopeful. First of all, happy Black History Month. I mean, it's not Black History Month yet when I'm filming this. I'm gonna post this at the end of January, so y'all can see what I'm gonna be reading next month. But happy Black History Month! Hey, hey, hey! Cause we love. I mean, it's Black History every month, every day in my house. But it's National Black History Month in February. Okay, so happy Black History Month to all my good peoples out there. Okay, and anybody else who celebrates, because we love anybody who loves us. But yes, happy Black History Month, y'all. So back on top. Rewind, get it back. Okay, so we are doing our first ever hopeful. Now you might be saying, why are you calling it a hopeful? Like instead of a TBR. If you don't know what TBR means, it means to be read. The reason is because don't ever tell me what to do. I'm gonna read it if I feel like it. It might happen, it might not. Now the reason why I'm making the list is to be a little bit like to try to create a little bit more structure with my reading, because I do have reading goals that I really want to hit this year. So I am trying to be a little bit more structured, but I'm also giving myself the flexibility to like do what I want to keep making reading fun for me. So let's get into it. And I'm going to be looking at my iPad because I got my notes on here. Don't judge me. I have bad memory. Okay. So the first book we will be getting into is The Reformatory. I'll put it right here by Tanana Reeve Dew. That's tongue twister. Um, so I fun fact about this book, I had tried to read this book last year. Great writing and good story. I was into it. The reason why I stopped is because the subject matter is very hard to read about, and I just kind of was like, I don't know, like if I can read this. But there's another booktuber on here who goes by the name of Shelby and the Book Club, and she reads like pretty hard books about Black history and everything that might be triggering for some, and are not easy to read. And she was like, like, I know it's not easy to read them, but the least we can do for our ancestors is to bear witness. And I was like, you know what, sis, you right. So I'm like, I'm gonna go back because I remember enjoying the story. I remember it not being a bad story, just it was getting a little rough to read. But I'm gonna go back because the least I could do for my ancestors is bear witness to the horrible and heinous things done against them. You know what I mean? So let me tell you a little bit about the synopsis. So some of these synopses I've written myself, and some of them is just from Amazon. But like, I'm not telling you all the synopses because they be spoiling. And it's like, at this point, you told me the whole book. Like, why you wrote 4 paragraphs? Like, I don't need you to write 4 paragraphs, darling. I need you to tell me a quick little 1, 2, 1, 2 to get me interested, and that's it. Stop right there. Okay. So I'm gonna read to y'all what I wrote for this one. So I wrote, Robbie Jr. gets sentenced to 6 months at a reformatory school. I'm not gonna tell you for what because I want you to find out by yourself. This is also in Jim Crow, Florida, so keep this in mind. We follow Robbie during his journey within the school as his sister Gloria does everything she can to try to get him out before the horrors of the reformatory take him away forever. So this is a historical fiction, and this does check, like, if I read this book, this does check my reading goal for reading outside of my comfort zone. Because also another booktuber that I watch, her name is Lily Reed. She said something that really stuck with me. She says, "Stay curious about your joy," and to me that means like always like try new things within the things that bring you joy. So for reading, for me, trying new things would be trying new genres. So that's what I'm doing. I'm staying curious. I'm seeing if it works for me, which I think it will. But even if it doesn't, okay, now you move on to the next genre. You know what I mean? So I feel like I'm talking really fast. Sorry, y'all. But yeah. So this will check my box for historical fiction. This will also check my box for read new to me authors, because I've never finished a Tanana read do book. So that will also be pretty fun. And yes, so I'm super excited. I don't know when I'm gonna read, and this book is thick, y'all. It's almost 600 pages, but I'm never scared. I'm never scared of no book. 600 pages ain't never scared me. Maybe a little bit, but I'm gonna read it on my Kindle, so it ain't even gonna feel like 600 pages. But yes, so that is my. Well, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna read that book first, but that is the first book on the list. I'm gonna read them in whatever order I so choose. Okay, so next we have my nonfiction pick for this month, because I am trying to add nonfiction into my reads. So I'm going to be reading a Malcolm X's autobiography, as told to by Alex Harley. I need to learn. I'm trying to get all the information. And something about an autobiography, I like when they're written by the person. Well, that is what an autobiography is, but I like those better than when people are writing about the person. Does that make sense? Because it's more personable that way.
What the fuck are you talking about?
So yeah, I'm excited. It is kind of big, long. So I am the way I'm getting myself to read nonfiction is I'm reading 10 pages of it a day, and then I'm going to like my fiction reads or my other read, because I feel like, one, I shouldn't be speeding through nonfiction, because I actually want to like learn and journal and write down things that I learned. Like, I don't want to like just like read it fast and it's like, what do you remember? And I'm like I don't remember nothing, because that defeats the whole purpose. So I read it that slow, and also just because I'm new to the genre, so it's kind of helping me if I just like take it slow. So that book will not be finished this month. It might not be finished next month, but it will be finished this year. It will be finished this year. Amen. Amen. All right. So, all right. So that's that book. And then we have Loved by You by Alexandria Michelle. So that book, I'm not going to give you a synopsis for that one, because the synopsis was really long and I just don't want to spoil it. So that book is basically a contemporary romance, and it's second chance vibes. I don't really have a problem with second chance. I'm not like, I don't really care. Like, second chance, I don't like or hate it. I'm kind of just neutral. My favorite trope is friends to lovers, though. But yeah, second chance, I'm kind of just neutral, so I don't really care. But yes, I think this book is almost 500 pages. But what really intrigued me was when, I'm forgetting her name, but I'll put her channel here, when she said that her writing is kind of similar to Kenny writing. Because I'm like, oh my God, I love that. I love that. And this is her debut book. So everybody, please support. If you can, buy it on your Kindle, buy it on Amazon, read the KU version. We got to keep getting these new authors in here, because the more the merrier. And if you support, it will help, with the monetary wise, and it also helps, for motivation. Like, they need the motivation to keep this pumping. It's hard being an indie author, okay? It's hard. Oh, by the way, speaking of indie authors, she is an indie author. The book, Love by You, is an indie author, and then The Reformatory is not. That is traditionally published, as well as Malcolm, and the autobiography for Malcolm is traditionally published as well. Just to let y'all know. So I will be, because all these books aren't indie. So then we have Outrage by Brian Copeland. Now, this is another book that I've tried before, but I'm going to finish, because I seen a review and I was like, okay, let me finish and then form my own thoughts. Because the one thought I had so far was like, it was very descriptive. Like, it's like, yes, I need to be able to visualize it, but it was like everything was getting like a page of descriptions. And I was like, sir, I, I'm about to have to skim over it. Like, just get into the story. I don't need to know that the coffee table was blue, but when you opened it, it was pink, and in there, it was a yellow rag. it was too much. Okay, it was too much. But I am going back because of that review, and I'm actually reading this book with my mom. I'm saying that really happy because my mom's really not a reader. She'll tell you otherwise, but she's not really a reader. But recently, I gave her my old Kindle because I got a new one, so I gave her my old one, and she's actually been reading. So I was like, "Oh, read this book with me." She was like, "Okay." So I was like, "Yes." So success on that one. But let me tell y'all the little synopsis. Now I took this from Amazon, but I didn't put the whole thing because I don't want to spoil it for y'all because I love y'all like that. I love y'all real bad. So it says a TV investigative reporter and his sister, a San Francisco PD homicide detective, looks into the slayings of Bay Area cops who have shot unarmed African Americans yet face no repercussions in this debut crime thriller. Now, I did tell y'all that I did read it a little bit, and I was enjoying like the build up. It was just the descriptions that kept taking me out because it was just like driving me up a wall. But so far, what I read, it was getting good. And this is another debut author. We love that. We love that. And this is a male. So this also hits my reading goal for diversifying my reads because I'm reading a male black author. So hey, we hitting these goals. We hitting these goals. Okay. But yes, so I'm excited to get into that, and I'm more excited to get into it and then talk with it with my mom because it's like she really likes thrillers, suspense, all that jazz. So I'm like excited, really, really excited to share that special moment with her. You know what I mean? It's beautiful when you get a non-reader to read. Hopefully, cause she ain't started yet, so hopefully she don't back out. But so far, so good, y'all. But okay, so now we have the violent conspiracy, and I believe this is historical fiction or just might be like literary fiction. I know it has something to do with a mystery as well, but this synopsis is very intriguing. I didn't want to read no more because it was like really long, but the synopsis was intriguing to me. So I was like, okay, this is new for me. I never read anything like it, I don't think, but we're gonna see how it goes. So Ray McMillan is a black classical musician on the rise, undeterred by the pressure and prejudice of the classical music world when a shocking theft sends him on a desperate quest to recover his great grandfather's heirloom violin on the eve of the most prestigious musical competition in the world. I don't know why, but that was really um intriguing to me. I was like, somebody took your family heirloom and now you gotta go get it, and like who took it and why they messing with you on the biggest moment in your life when you gotta perform. Like I don't know why, but I was very intrigued. So I'm excited about it. And we'll see how it goes because I've never read from that author either, and that's also a male too. So I'm really doing it up with these goals. I'm really hitting these goals. So next, and then, yeah, this is the last one. And finally, we have the Jigsaw Man, but this is a 3-part series. But I'll probably only be reading the first one unless it's that good. Then I'll be. Well, these aren't on KU, and I don't got money like that, so I probably will wait for the second and third one. But so, a serial killer and his copycat are locked in a violent game of cat and mouse. How do you say her name? Angelica Henley stopped them before it's too late. Dun, dun, dun. That's how I feel when I read that. On the day she returns to active duty with the Serial Crimes Unit, Detective Inspector Angelica Henry is called to a crime scene. Dismembered body parts from 2 victims have been found by the river. Okay, get into it. The modest operandi bears a striking resemblance to Peter Oliver, the notorious jigsaw killer who has spent the past 2 years behind bars. When he learns that someone is co-opting his grisly signature, the arrangement of victims' limbs in puzzle piece shapes, he decides to take matters into his own hands. What's going on? I'm intrigued by that one too. So far, the two that sound most intriguing to me is the the violin conspiracy, and the jigsaw man, because why are you putting people's body parts into jigsaw? Oh god. So yeah, that gotta get read. I think I'm gonna crack that one open today. But yeah, so that those are my hopefuls that may or may not be read this month. But we gonna try. We gonna try though, cause if we don't try, we can't make no progress, right? If we don't try, we can't make no progress, y'all. Okay. So thank you for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, do all those YouTube things that you know how to do, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.